The style divide. Somewhere between quiet luxury and expressive dressing, fashion in 2026 has entered a new conversation. Women are no longer asking what is trending, they are asking what actually feels right to wear. On one side, minimalism offers calm clarity and effortless sophistication. On the other, bold style brings energy, personality, and undeniable presence. And somewhere in between those two worlds is the modern woman trying to decide how she wants to be seen when she walks. The return of simplicity. For years, minimal style has carried a kind of silent authority. Clean tailoring, soft neutral palettes, fluid trousers, and structured coats continue to dominate wardrobes because they create ease without sacrificing elegance. In 2026, that simplicity feels even more refined, with silhouettes becoming softer, fabrics becoming richer, and styling becoming less rigid than before. What makes minimal fashion powerful now is not perfection, it is restraint. A monochrome look in warm ivory or charcoal suddenly feels cinematic when paired with sculptural jewelry, brushed suede textures, or a sharply cut blazer that moves naturally with the body. The effect is polished but never cold, luxurious but still approachable enough for everyday life. And perhaps that is why so many women continue returning to minimal dressing. It removes the pressure of constantly performing through fashion. Instead of demanding attention, it creates confidence through clarity. The outfit does not compete with the woman wearing it, it quietly supports her presence. The rise of bold energy. At the same time, bold fashion is experiencing a different kind of evolution. In 2026, bold no longer means chaotic layering or exaggerated runway styling. Instead, it feels intentional, artistic, and deeply personal. Rich colors, oversized accessories, dramatic silhouettes, and statement textures are returning with a new sense of control. A deep cherry leather coat over a simple knit dress suddenly transforms an ordinary moment into something unforgettable. Wide sculptural sleeves, metallic accents, animal textures, or saturated shades of cobalt and saffron bring movement back into dressing. These looks are not created to blend in. They are designed to leave an impression long after the moment has passed. What makes this shift interesting is that women are becoming more selective about where they choose boldness. Instead of dressing loudly every day, they are using one strong visual element to create identity. A single dramatic piece now carries more impact because everything around it feels intentional and grounded. Dressing for real life. The real question is not whether minimal or bold style is better. The real question is which one survives outside the screen. Because fashion always changes once it enters daily life under office lighting, during morning routines, inside crowded cities, or while rushing between responsibilities that have nothing to do with aesthetics. Minimal style works beautifully because it adapts. It moves easily from day to night, from work to travel, from one season into another. A tailored cream coat or relaxed black trouser can be styled endlessly without feeling repetitive. There is comfort in knowing the outfit will always feel appropriate, even when life becomes unpredictable. The bold style offers something different that minimalism sometimes cannot. It creates emotional momentum. On certain days, women do not want to disappear into safe elegance. They want fashion to shift their energy. A vibrant coat, sharp boot, or dramatic silhouette can completely change posture, mood, and confidence before a single word is spoken. The influence of modern femininity. What defines style in 2026 is not excess or restraint alone, it is balance. Women are moving away from dressing according to strict identities. The idea that someone must be either minimalist or maximalist now feels outdated. Modern femininity is becoming far more fluid than that. One day may call for soft tonal layering, delicate tailoring, and understated gold jewelry. Another day may demand bold red shoes, oversized sunglasses, or a sharply structured jacket that feels almost architectural. The shift depends less on trends and more on emotional alignment. Fashion is becoming responsive rather than performative. This is why personal style feels more interesting now than it did a few years ago. Women are no longer dressing to fit into a single aesthetic category. They are curating moods, energy, and atmosphere. The wardrobe becomes less about rules and more about visual intuition. The new luxury mood. Luxury itself has also changed. In the past, minimalism often represented wealth because it appeared controlled and understated. But in 2026, luxury is becoming more emotional. Texture, color depth, movement, and individuality now matter just as much as simplicity. A bold silk blouse in an unexpected shade can feel just as elevated as a perfectly tailored beige coat. Fashion houses and contemporary brands alike are embracing richer palettes, tactile fabrics, and expressive styling because women are seeking clothing that feels alive rather than merely polished. Elegance is becoming warmer and more human. And yet, the most sophisticated looks are rarely extreme. The woman who truly understands style often mixes both worlds effortlessly. She might wear a completely neutral outfit with one dramatic accessory or pair a striking statement coat with quiet tailoring underneath. The tension between calm and boldness creates the modern luxury silhouette. What actually photographs well? Social media has changed the way fashion is consumed, and certain styles naturally perform better on camera. Bold fashion captures attention instantly. Saturated colors, dramatic proportions, and expressive styling stop the scroll within seconds because they create immediate visual contrast in crowded feeds. Minimal fashion, however, creates a different kind of longevity. It may not always dominate attention immediately, but it often ages better visually. Clean silhouettes, balanced proportions, and subtle textures continue looking elegant long after trend cycles move on. Minimalism creates images that feel timeless instead of temporary. This contrast explains why many women feel torn between the two. Bold style offers excitement and visibility, while minimal style offers permanence and ease. One creates instant impact, the other creates lasting sophistication. And in 2026, most stylish wardrobes are quietly learning how to hold both. The style that wins. So which style actually works in 2026? The answer is surprisingly simple. The styles that work best are the ones that feel intentional. Whether minimal or bold, an outfit becomes powerful when it reflects clarity instead of confusion. Women are becoming less interested in copying aesthetics and more interested in refining identity. Minimal dressing succeeds when it feels considered rather than overly safe. Bold dressing succeeds when it feels focused rather than overwhelming. The difference is subtle but important. Fashion becomes elevated when every piece feels chosen with purpose instead of added for attention alone. And perhaps that is the real transformation happening now. Style is no longer about choosing between silence and visibility. The most modern women understand how to move between both worlds effortlessly. They know when to whisper through fashion and when to make the entire room look twice. Beyond the trend. In the end, minimal and bold style are not opposites competing for relevance. They are simply different languages of self-expression, each offering its own kind of confidence. And the women shaping fashion in 2026 are not loyal to one formula anymore. They are dressing with intuition, emotion, and clarity, building wardrobes that shift with their lives instead of restricting them. Because true style was never about being louder or quieter than everyone else. It was always about being unmistakably yourself.